Hi. So I did a thing, or I'm doing a thing. Let me explain.
Hi, I'm Ian. I value education, technology, and relationships, among other things. In visiting about 30 countries, I've learned that everyone has a story, and everyone needs a place to live. I love what I do. I get to help people every day, and sometimes I even get paid to do it.
So I just spent the week finishing up my educational requirements to get my broker license. So for me, that's kind of a big deal because it gives me a little more education and it opens some doors. And with that comes some inherent questions like, where have I been? Where am I at? And what is my long-term plan? Because while I love what I do, there's still a strategy to building a business. And that's really what real estate is, what a realtor is, what a broker is. It's just understanding how to help more people with the time and the education that you have. So, with that being said, without being too pretentious here, it's important to know that brand makes a big difference on how people perceive you and perceive your business and what you're doing. So an example is, we all know Samsung, we all know Dell, Bose, it has a feeling associated with it. Shoot, even Kleenex, people call it Kleenex. It's not Kleenex, it's a tissue, but they call it Kleenex. And that's how important it is that brand is associated with your business, or that you build a brand associated with your business. People ask me, well, why do I like my hat? Because of this. I made that part of my brand. When I take my hat off, people are like, who the heck is this guy? Yeah, I was checking to make sure my hair wasn't too crazy, hat head or whatever. But they're like, who's this guy? They don't recognize me. I actually had that happen earlier today. They didn't recognize who I was because I didn't have my hat on. So all that does is reinforce how important it is to have a credible brand behind you. So what's that mean? Announcing my partnership with the most recognized brand in the world, Remax. I get a lot more reach when it comes to global transactions, and while I'm obviously a local agent, I do spend time cultivating relationships with people outside of the United States as well. I've got friends in Brazil, Singapore, etc. The other part of it is when you look at the numbers, most of the other brokerages have a different desire for the amount of agents that they bring on and the number of closed transactions. So if you look at this, most of the competitors are 7.1 transactions per agent, and Remax is at 16.3. And this is more in line with my current number, and I'm actually growing substantially as well. So Remax, it just goes to show, based on some of these other brokerages that I'm aligning myself with, that I've made a choice that is more in tune with my productivity. So I'm doing pretty well in business, and it's because I meet the right people and I truly do care and help them. And so when I see these numbers, it just makes me think, darn it, maybe I need to move to a company that aligns with my vision and my values as well. They also take a portion of the money that I make and donate it toward the Children's Miracle Network of hospitals. And I'm not fully aware of what that means, but anything that's helping other people and it's kind of a volunteer contribution, that's just huge. So I'm glad to be a part of that too. And a big factor in that is that 100% of the donations are actually local. They're not some third party or some company over in another country or anything like that. And not that there's anything against it, but I want it to impact the neighborhood around me. So one of the banes of my existence as a realtor is making sure that people have a seamless home buying experience. When I sat with people and I was like, oh yeah, I've got an app and it looks like this and it does this, and they're like, oh no, we just like Zillow or we like Realtor. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you might not be getting the best or most up-to-date information. Sometimes people have houses on there and they forget to take them off because they like getting extra calls. There's all sorts of reasons, but I should have something that you want to use over Zillow, over Realtor.com. Even though I'm partnered with Realtor.com, I should have something that isn't going to sell your information and still allow you to browse all the homes that you want to see. So this is something I'm really excited for. And some of you know my passion for education and training, and so having a room where I can facilitate to so many people is excellent as well. If I needed a space for client appreciation parties, then I have that. This is easily convertible with this little garage door here. So cool. It's like a staged home. There's so much comfort in these seating areas. It's great to just sit with the client and chat and have a real conversation. A very homey feel with a full kitchen where I can come and enjoy meals and not have to leave the office necessarily. Seriously, have you ever even seen anything like this? Look, how cool is that? Talk about feeling at home. You know, I don't believe in the door knocking and cold calling and spamming people all the time. I don't feel like that's the right way for me to grow business and to meet people. I don't think people like that a whole lot. I feel like it's more about the message you're sharing and then the value and the education you give to people, your clients and friends and all that. So that's what my focus is. Thank you so much for listening to my message, and I look forward to the change, and perhaps we'll talk soon. Thanks so much.